Hello and a big welcome back to the channel. I'm the Motorsport Madman and this is a brand new season of Formula One. Welcome to the 2025 Australian Grand Prix. First practice of the season. New layout, new setup, new everything. Revamped, Antonelli mode. Let's have it. How are we doing? Loz is in, Gav is in, Beth, Lisa, also for the Viewers' Championship as well this year. If you type a message in any of the watch-alongs, you're into the next round. So not just the race, because last season I think there was people that were there for qualifying, missed the race, and then they weren't in the thingy. So it'll get more people into each of the Viewers' Championship rounds. But welcome in, guys. Welcome back. I won't be doing all the practice sessions, but I thought it's FP1, so... FP1, brand new season. Of course I'm doing it. First time cars on track and all that. But yeah, welcome in. Absolutely buzzing for this. Absolutely. Honestly, it's felt like the longest winter break ever. Apologies, I've not done any pre-season stuff. I know Gav, you was saying the other day, oh, you want to do a preview, predictions and all that, but I've not had the time. I've been setting up because I've moved everything into another room, so... I've been on last minute schedule getting everything ready to even do this, so yeah, no. No predictions, no previews, no nothing, just straight in, straight on. But yeah, if you don't know, I'm going full Kimi Antonelli this season. So it is now a Kimi Antonelli fan channel, so do with that what you want. But yeah, the balanced opinion is out of the window. I'm going full in, eggs in one basket, and I'm going for the new kid on the block. 6 rookies this season, though he's not the only new rookie, new kid on the block. We've got Bortoletto at Sauber. We've got Oliver Behrman at Haas, Isaac Hadjar at Racing Bulls. We've also got Liam Lawson, who I still consider a rookie, at Red Bull Racing alongside Max Verstappen. And who else have I missed? We've also got Jack Doohan in the Alpine as well as your boy Antonelli. So yeah, a quarter of the grid are pretty much brand new. I mean, all right, Liam Lawson's had 11 Grand Prix. But yeah, a quarter of the grid are rookies. And rain is forecast for Sunday. So 6 rookies and a drizzling of rain for Sunday. Chaos. And of course, Hamilton in Ferrari red is the big story, which everyone will be jumping on that bandwagon, but not me. But I like going against the grain. That's what everyone will be on the Lewis Hamilton bandwagon. Everybody be dressed in red this season, but I'm sticking by Mercedes. In fact, what I'm doing this season really is I'm going all in on Mercedes, which is against the grain, because this is a season where millions and millions and millions of people have abandoned Mercedes, have gone, nah, we'll dip. But I've seen this kid coming up, and I'm going stick. Mercedes all the way. So I've gone all in. Oh, Hamilton win first race. I tell you what, he's got more chance this season than he did at any point last season, Loz. So, you know, your little predictions at the beginning of every race. To be honest, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind seeing Hamilton do well at Ferrari. Oh, this is what it's all about, isn't it? Getting up in the middle of the night for the first session back in Australia as well, because they've had a few seasons where they've been in the Middle East. Saudi Arabia opening race, Bahrain opening race and all that. Nah, this is where it's supposed to be. Really speaking, Australia should open the season and Brazil should close the season. That's how it's meant to be. But of course, Middle Eastern oil money gets in the way of that. But this year, it is Melbourne to open the season. Watch Red Bull dominate. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly believe this is the end of the Verstappen streak this season. If it's not, then wow. But I honestly think the Verstappen streak's over. Lando Norris is championship favourite, Bucky's favourite. I'd like to see Piastri challenge for the title as well, even though I'm going head-to-head with Denver. But I do like Piastri. And if it is McLaren fastest, which is what all the pundits and all the commentators are saying, all the analysts and everybody are all going for McLaren. If it is to be the case that McLaren are ahead of the pack, I do want to see Piastri take the fight to Norris, because I'm not about a Lando Norris dominating season. I know the British fans would love it. But I'm not in that basket. I'm not in the Lando Norris basket. But a lot of people are. I've got to respect that. But it's not for me. It's not for me. It's Antonelli. I hope so as well, Gav. I think they're going to come on. I think, we'll find out more this weekend, obviously, but I reckon Williams might be at the back end of the points. Maybe might scrape like a P10, something like that. I think Alpine versus Williams in that midfield scrap might be really close. For me, I've got McLaren fastest, and then Ferrari and Mercedes, nothing to split them. So you could end. I think we're looking at a McLaren 1-2, and then it's between Russell, Hamilton, and Leclerc for that final spot on the podium. Where Verstappen comes in the mix is anybody's guess, because Verstappen can drag round the fourth fastest car and win in it. So you can never discount Max Verstappen. And especially in the rain as well. If it is, because I think there's a 90% chance of rain on Sunday. If it's a wet Grand Prix, nothing's off the table. So I would go for McLaren 1-2. I've sort of got McLaren quickest, then, like I say, nothing to separate Ferrari and Mercedes. But this is all pre-season testing, guesswork. This is just a guesstimation. Then I've got Red Bull 4 fastest. Do you know what? I think there might be a bit of a Verstappen meltdown this season. I'm going with that as a storyline. I'm going for Verstappen can't fight for the title and goes into meltdown mode and leads the team by the end of the year. Full meltdown, can't compete for the championship, and so loses his head, spits his dummy out. That's what I'm saying. So going Red Bull 4 fastest, then 5th fastest I think is a toss-up between Williams and Alpine, and then after that probably Haas, then whoever you want, Racing Bulls, Aston Martin, Sauber at the back. Yes, Jordan, how we doing, bro? Where is Denver? Not seen him in ages. He's been in the UK for 3 weeks. He's been over in the UK. I think he's had 2 stints in the UK in the last 2 months. So, yeah, no watchalongs. I'll tell you what, there's not been many live streams between Denver, Jamser and myself these last few months. Has there? I think Jamser went live the other day, but yeah, but he's back now. He's back now, Jordan. So we'll see, innit? He'll be back on the thing. But it's underway. FP1 is live and underway. Albert Park. This is where the season's supposed to start. And there he is, Sir Lewis Hamilton, locking up the brakes into turn 3. But there he is, Sir Lewis Hamilton, 7-time world champion, finally in the scarlet red of Ferrari. And his first lap at a Grand Prix weekend in the Scuderia SF25. And his dad, Anthony Hamilton, in the garage as well. Looks a beautiful day as well. But yeah, Gav, I'm hoping that Williams are quick this season. Williams are always like everybody's second favourite team. And I do like that driver lineup as well of Albon Sainz is a really strong midfield lineup. I expect them to be getting the odd point here and there, but this is all just guesswork. This is absolute guesswork at the moment. We'll see. I just hope, if McLaren are the fastest, right, I'm going to put this caveat out there. If it is McLaren, I don't want it to be one of them seasons. Please don't be one of them seasons where McLaren win 21 out of 24 races. Just don't be that. Please don't be that. I'm feeling like it could be that. If you can't tell, I'm feeling like it could be a McLaren, you know, but I do want to see Verstappen with his bit between his teeth in the fourth fastest car, spitting his dummy out and giving him a run for the money. Ferrari's a bit of a mystery. And then I'm obviously backing Mercedes. Yes, Salty Dog, bro. How are we doing? Welcome to the stream. Welcome back to the channel. We've had 3.5 months of zilch, nothing. So welcome back. I did think I'd be here chatting to myself because I thought my channel's going to be so far down the list. You know when you subscribe to a channel and they don't upload for ages, they get put down the list so that when they do upload a video, you don't even see it because they haven't uploaded for months. I thought I'd be like buried under a pile of 1,000 channels. So I thought, oh, I should have gone live just to, you know what I mean? But welcome in. Fairy Tale Season Tour, yeah. Lewis wins 8th championship and retires. McLaren snatches another. Is this your dream scenario? Is it? McLaren snatches another constructors, but Lando leaves. Never. Max leaves Red Bull. Hulkenberg pulls out a podium. Yeah, the Hulkenberg podium. I would rate 15 years in the waiting. Antonelli's out on track now. Come on, Kimi. This is. I tell you now, I haven't been this hyped for a season since about, I don't know, like 2014 or something like that. Honestly, because I'm putting my eggs in one basket where I've been neutral for years. I've been neutral since 2020. To tell you the truth, I've been neutral since 2020. But forget that. But yeah, your fairy tale season. Lewis wins an 8th. It would be a nice story for Lewis to win an 8th, yeah. I can't deny that. I'd rather Lewis win an 8th than McLaren dominate the entire season and Norris wins it by 150 points. I want it. I'm praying that it's going to be close. All right, McLaren, you can be quickish. You deserve it. You come from the ground up in the last decade, so I respect it. But we need competition, and I'm praying for competition. But yeah, McLaren snatches another, and Lando. I can't see Lando leaving. Where would he go? It's a Red Bull. Swap with Max. You're in the fantasy world. If the guy fanboying beats Russell this season, his seat's at risk. Well, Russell's seat's at risk if he gets beat by the rookie. Neither of them have got a contract for next season. Russell's not signed up for 26, you know. I don't know if you've seen the new season, a drive on the episode. I haven't. It's not my bag, Gav. It's not my bag because I can't get over how they edit it. They basically lie and they edit it in a way where they make it seem a lot more dramatic than it actually is. So they use a clip from one race and radio messages from another, and they chop and change and add a bit of that and a bit of that and a bit of that and put it together. And I can spot that a mile off. So I'm too deep into F1 to. It's great for the casual fan, but for a hardcore fan watching Drive to Survive, just going, what is this American shite? But yeah, I respect that it brings a lot of new fans into sport, but it's just not my bag, innit? It's just personal preference. It's not. I'm not the target audience for Drive to Survive. I'm too long in the tooth. Do you know what I mean? I've lived and breathed this for 20 years. I ain't, you know what I mean? You can't be making up stories and getting me to believe it. Bloody hell, Liam Lawson's clipped the wall on the entry to turn 9. Jesus. Just clip the wall at 180 mile an hour, why don't you, into turn 9? But Wolf said he couldn't sign Max because he promised Hamilton. Well, yeah, that's it. Hamilton's not going to want Verstappen as a teammate, is he? Nobody's going to want Verstappen as a teammate, realistically. There's an episode where they give 5 drivers a phone to record behind the scenes in Singapore. See, the one bit of Drive to Survive that is worth it, that I do enjoy, is the behind the scenes, like the meetings and stuff. You know, the stuff that you don't see on TV, the board meetings and stuff like that. All right, that's worth watching. But the way they're editing the on-track stuff, and they'll show a crash from one race and then dub over a team radio from like 8 races previous. Mate, I mean, at what point is that just fraud? At what point is that just fraud? At what point is that just WWE wrestling where you just, you know what I mean? Completely prefabricated. You know, it's not for me. So, 10 minutes into the brand new season, Ferrari, McLaren. Alonso P4, come on then. Might be a tad early to restart reading into lap times yet. But it's good to see the cars back on track, man. It's good to see back in Australia as well for round 1. This is where the season's meant to start. Flavo is back in season 7 as well. Oh, Flavio Briatore's a character, isn't he? There's one shot Soto saying, getting a call from the FIA president to he'd rather be watching testing. Lied to him having to call him back because he'd rather be watching testing. Yeah, sorry, I was going to go live for testing, but like I say, I was moving everything from that room into this room. So, yeah, I don't know if you saw the picture on my community tab, but I wasn't ready for pre-season testing because I would have gone live, you know what I mean? Day 1 testing. I love it. So, I was planning, but I wasn't ready. But I'm ready now. We're here now when it matters. So, that's the main thing. Yes, SH teammate Sean Tan in the building. How are we doing, bro? Welcome back to the channel. We are back. We are back. We are back, dude. And buzzing, mate. Are you up? Listen, it might not be fantastic for Alonso this season, but you gotta be buzzing. You gotta be buzzing that the F1's back, haven't you? Rain on race day, I know. It's happening, isn't it? It's not just like, oh, there's an outside chat. It's happening. It's raining on Sunday. It's happening. We're getting a wet race for the season opener. Like it, lump it. It's happening. The only question is, how much rain are we getting on Sunday? Because you don't want too much rain, because you get the entire event. You just want a sprinkle. You just want a shower. You don't want too much. Because you start getting red flags. Processions behind safety cars for 30 laps. Rain's great in its concept. Everyone's loves, excited. Oh, it's going to rain, it's going to rain. But when it actually happens, not a lot happens. when we actually get rain, it actually, most of the time, just kills it. Unless you just get a little sprinkling, a little shower here and there. Enough where you're putting the intermediate tyres on, but not enough to where there's standing water on the circuit. Enough to where you're sliding round on the slicks thinking, better put the inters on. That's what you want. So it's a tight window of entertainment, the rain. Too much. Red flag. Back to the pits, everybody. And not enough, you just stay on the slicks and it just burns up the rain anyway, so. Hopefully get a race like 2010. I was thinking about that the other day. That's where Hamilton took Webber out, innit? Or Webber took Hamilton out. I remember that race. Did Webber hit Hamilton, innit? I mean, we're delving into the serious memory banks there, but I'm sure, yeah, Webber took Hamilton while battling Alonso. That's right. Yeah. Come on. The radar I saw looked nasty, like downpour and not the happy fun time drizzle. Well, that's it, innit? That's the game. We could be, I could be on air 10 to 4 in the morning, right? And if there's enough rain, God only knows when that race is going to finish. Could be an all morning. Could be till lunchtime, that. But at least I'm off anyway, so there's no time limit on that race. You can take as long as you need, innit? Right, what are we saying then? First 15 minutes. Leclerc still fastest on a 1:17.8. The live timer should be working. Everything up and running. Also got a little bit of information about the Viewers' Championship, because if there's anyone new who hasn't got a clue, and I say, type in chat for the Viewers' Championship, there might be some people thinking, what? So, got a little bit of information. And then that's just the top 10 from last year, but obviously everyone's on 0. Green screen gone. Them days are over. Messing about with a green screen for 3 years was not great, really. So I reckon this is much better this year. Vettel bins it from the lead. Hell yeah. What a reminiscing one here. I've got to admit, I don't remember the Vettel or Kobayashi incidents, but I know that 2010 Australia is a good one. I think Australia is the same time as Las Vegas with dramatically different local times. Yes, I've seen that, because last week they put all the race times and everything. They only confirmed that like a week ago. So I was having a look through, obviously all the European ones, middle of the afternoon for me. And then, yeah, Vegas is like 4 a.m. Yeah. So it's even worse for Europe. as if a 6 a.m. race start wasn't bad enough, they've moved it back. So in Vegas, I think it started like 10 p.m. local time. So they're moving that back to 8 p.m. And then so Europe shafted. But then again, Europe gets, we get 15 out of or let's say 17, 18 out of the 24 races are in the middle afternoon, so you can't complain. When in the US, they're all probably, most of the races are like be 7, 8 in the morning, so you can't moan about thingy. No, Beth, I'm working tomorrow. Up early for most, and that's it. Being an F1 fan in the US or in Asia, that's a hardcore game, that is. So, in Europe, you get the couple of flyways like this, and I think it's China round 2. I think it goes China, Japan, so I think China's like 7 a.m, Japan like 6 a.m, something like that. And then middle of the afternoon settings until like September, so we can't moan about that. Whereas in the US, it's brutal. You've got to be serious. It's morning alarm. I mean, for you, there, no, it's the night before, isn't it? It must be Thursday afternoon. 24 hours behind these guys. Oh, Russell's gone a tenth behind Leclerc. Come on then. I can't be reading into any lap times, but I will do. Antonelli a second off the pace. Oh, God. Come on. Come on, Kimi. Don't let me down. If he gets replaced by Bottas after half a dozen races, I've had a stinker, haven't I? Hadjar goes third. Do you know, I actually think Bortoleto and Hadjar. I'm not sure about Jack Doohan. I think Jack Doohan's he's on borrowed time, and Jack Doohan, unfortunately. It's one of them. I think Jack Doohan's going to have half a dozen races, and then it's Colapinto time, and Argentina has entered the chat. You know what I mean? I think when Colapinto inevitably gets Jack Doohan's seat, Argentina have entered the chat, mate. And that is going to be an absolute whirlwind. And I hope Brazil gets behind Bortoleto as well. South America are back. South America are back in F1. As soon as Colapinto gets in, Argentina are in, mate. Fully in. But I do feel sorry for Jack Doohan, because it's not really fair, is it? It's not really fair. But Bortoleto and Hadjar, I reckon they're going to swim. It's sink or swim, innit? Hadjar, Bortoleto, I rate. Antonelli, I'm praying. Be interesting to see how Lawson does as well. Where are the sprint races this season? China next week. Round 2 is a sprint weekend. But I don't know. I've not got it memorised which one's a sprint. But I know China next weekend's a sprint. But I think there's 6 in total. But I think 4 of them at the back end of the year, like US, Mexico, Qatar, something like that. I think 4 of them are in the last 6 races. I think. I think Austria might be a sprint. I don't know. But round 2 is. But yeah, I've not got it memorised. But I don't like a sprint weekend. It's not for me. It might be for you, but it's not for me. It helps with the Madman plus some strong coffee in the morning. Well, that's it. Coffee plus Madman equals awake. Let's have it. And plus brand new season as well. You were never going to miss this. F1 trivia. Come on then. It's a bit late at night for this SHT, mate. Since 2010 till now, how many times Mercedes and Ferrari, Red Bull finished in the top 3 in constructors? Oh, let me read that again. How many times Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull finished in the top 3 of the constructors' championship? I don't even know how to answer that. Can you rephrase the question? Where did he say that? What's that from? Can you rephrase the question? Every time. Final answer. No, Ferrari have sometimes finished 4th, haven't they? But since 2010, mind you, Verstappen's been let down by his teammates, hasn't he, every now and then? But Mercedes have been in the top 10, in the top 3. Well, 2010 to 2013, Mercedes were brand new in it, so that's a difficult one. I need 10 minutes to answer that. You know what I mean? It's a 10-minute speech. It's a serious question, that, mate, and it's a bit late. I'll go with final answer most of the time. Red flag. What have they red flagged it for? Session stopped. Hey, I've got the graphic as well here. You see what I mean? Bang, we're on it. Well, I wasn't. I was waffling. But if I'm waffling, the information's on screen. Live timings, what kind of situation's going on? Right, so it's Jack doing. Oh, he's just put a load of gravel on the circuit is what's happened. So he's gone wide at turn 6, is that? Yeah, so it's just Jack Doing's just dipped a couple of wheels into the gravel and just kicked up a load of stones into the middle of the circuit, is what it is. So it's not an incident. It's not no one's wrapped it up. No one's wrapped it up in 15 minutes flat, thank God. You could just guess a number. But what? I don't even understand the question. That all three of them have been in the top 3. How many years? So the maximum amount of years would be 15, 16. 15 would be top answer. So, I don't know. 8 or 9. Because Ferrari sometime be 4th. Mercedes would have been 4th in the first few years. So how many years out of those 15 of those 3 been in the top 3? Is that what you're asking? It's obscure. So out of 15, I'll say about half of that. I'll go 7. Because Ferrari finished 4th a couple of times. Mercedes weren't good until 2014, so they would have finished outside the top 3 for the first few years of that segment. And then Verstappen of Red Bull were 4th last year, but sure they were in the top 3. Well, they won constructors before that, so yeah, 7 or 8. 8. It's a fair cop, innit? I said 7 or 8. I'll get half a point. I'll give myself half a point for that. 7 or 8. It's not a bad. It's a wild question, but I think I've stood up to it quite well. Next question. See the years. Why do you know this? What don't you know instead of knowing this? I've not phrased that right. What critical information in life do you not know because you know shit like this? Your brain capacity is taken up by F1. Too much F1 knowledge. There can't be room for anything else. It's mad knowledge. Nobody really needs to know how to find an area under a curve. This is more fun. What? The area under a curve? Oh, like in maths at school. Yeah, X and Y equals. Yeah. It was never my bag, to be honest, that, yeah. Get a bit of algebra in there. X plus Y equals Z. Not for me, mate. Hey, up, Mitch. Welcome in. Hey, big ups to the regulars. A lot of you have come through for the first session of the year. Big ups to you. I did think that this would be an hour chatting to myself, so big ups. Big ups, Mitch Chapman. Back again for another season. Let's have it 2025. What are we saying? Who you backing? Come on, Hamilton. I rate that. That's my plan B. If the Antonelli ship sinks quicker than the Titanic, I'll be sat here in red by mid-season. No. Antonelli plan A. I wouldn't mind seeing Ferrari do well. I wouldn't mind that. I'd rather Ferrari than McLaren. I'd rather Ferrari than Red Bull. But I'd rather Antonelli than the whole lot of them put together. Because I want to be right, and I want the bookies to be wrong. I want the bookies giving 80-1 for Antonelli to all fucking swear word through the ribs. I want them all to be wrong. I want everyone to be wrong. Because the general consensus in the fan base is Antonelli had a practice session, put it in the wall, crap, crash kid, rubbish. I want everybody to be wrong. That's what I'm about. the big I told you so. When Antonelli rocks up on the scene. Oh, that would be glorious. Rather F1 stats, mate, every day. Who's your surprise of the season? Surprise of the season, Andrea, Kimi, Antonelli in a championship fight. That's my surprise of the season. 18 years old. No, I'm getting carried away. Listen, I'll take one win. I said this to me little crew off stream. I said this to me mates, right? I'll take a win. I will take one Kimi Antonelli win right now. I'll shake your hand, do the deal. I'll take one win. Realistically, I'll sit here and I'll chat waffle and think that Antonelli's going to dominate. But the realistic situation is I'll take one win right now. But I hope he is a surprise of the season. Flop of the season, Aston Martin, yeah. I agree with that. Flop of the season. Oh, that's a good one, actually. Flop of the season, Aston Martin. But that's too easy. That's low-hanging fruit, that. Because flop of the season sort of says that people think they'll do well and then they don't. Whereas Aston Martin being flop of the season it's hardly an outrageous prediction. Yeah, surprise of the season. You're going Piastri tops Lando. I'd like to see... Now, that is something that I do back, Salty Dog. I want to see Piastri. If it is to be McLaren fastest, I want to see, despite this little thing I've got going on with Denver, if you don't know, Denver's a massive Piastri fan. I'm Antonelli. It's war mode. Antonelli ain't beating Piastri. It ain't happening. If it does happen, listen, he's getting absolutely bombarded with messages. But it ain't happening. I don't live in a dream world. I'm just having a bit of fun with it. I do want Piastri to really challenge Norris this season, all jokes aside. I don't want to see a Lando Norris. It's not my bag. In a championship fight between Verstappen and Norris, I'd rather Verstappen. You know what I mean? Shoot me down and call me Shirley, but... it is what it is. So I really do hope that Piastri goes head to head. And flop of the season, Liam Lawson going to fail spectacularly. Is that what you're going for? No, I rate Liam Lawson. I quite like Liam Lawson as well. No. I think Lawson will hold his own, actually. I hope he does. Is that more hope than reality? I don't know. I hope Liam Lawson holds his own. I think it'd have been more exciting for Red Bull to put Tsunoda in. A bit more of a gamble, a bit more exciting. But I feel like Liam Lawson's a bit more mature, despite being younger. A bit more mature and a bit more PR friendly. So, I hope he does well, actually. So, we've got Verstappen and Russell on the soft tyres. And obviously, they've gone straight to the top of the timing sheets. I've not really been looking at the timings so far. Just been having a chat with you lot because it's first session back. And we'll be looking at the timing screens tomorrow morning. Qualifying, 10 to 5 in the morning, UK time. Get in for that. Get in there. Yeah, You're saying Norris flop? Yeah. He's going to be world champion. Well, Lando Norris is going to be world champion this year. You know, but I don't want that to happen. It's not what I want, but it's what's going to be. We'll see. Listen, I think that's what we're heading for. But a Lando Norris flop would be... Ooh. Because I feel like, really, he should have taken that fight to Verstappen a lot. It should have been a lot closer than it was in the end. He wasn't ruthless enough for me. He's not got that ruthlessness that I quite like. I want Antonelli to just turn up and be ruthless. So Verstappen's quickest, but Russell's only 2/100ths of a second down. Sainz 2/10 off the pace on the softs as well. Antonelli 7/10 off. Come on, Kimmy. Listen, first day, first session. We'll let him off. You know what I mean? First day, first session. What are we, half an hour in? Right, what were we saying? Sorry, I get sidetracked. You think Adrian Newey is officially... Yeah, Adrian Newey's just recently officially started, hasn't he? But it's 2026, isn't it? Also, the wind tunnel started going online today. I saw a picture of the Aston Martin HQ like 5 years ago and the Aston Martin HQ now, and it's like 10 times the size. I'm not even exaggerating. It's gone from like a building and a car park to an entire complex, to like a mini village. So they need to start reaping the rewards of the investment, surely. You know what I mean? They've got to be hundreds of millions into the project and getting slower and slower. Make that make sense. So Aston Martin need to start turning it around, but it's 2026 for them, isn't it? This is like a sort of an in-between year. It's like that for a few teams, I think, where they're just looking at 2026. I think it's a big year for Williams as well. I expect Williams to... I trust in James Vowles. I do quite like James Vowles as a team principal. I feel like he's going to get them sorted out. Aston Martin and Williams are going to be most improved from this year to next, I would say. I believe in James Vowles somehow. Okay, change your flop from Aston Martin to George Russell getting beaten. Yeah, come on, Gav. Get on the Antonelli hype train. Who's on the Antonelli hype train? I don't want to stand alone. Even though I did say I like going against the grain, I want everybody to be wrong. It would be nice to have a few other people on the Antonelli hype train. Just for the laugh. Just for the gamble of it. You know what I mean? Live a little. Let's have a gamble. Let's have a do. Let's have a go on someone that people are just writing off as the next crash kid and gone in 6 months. Let's have a do that he's going to be the next. Listen, I've done this before and flopped and failed and shat the bed. I went Mick Schumacher, all in. Lasted a couple of years, best result, P7, and, 38 anonymous races gone. So I'm having another stab in the dark here, but I like it. I like having stabs in the dark. It makes it exciting as well. So let's have the Antonelli. Let's have it. If it works, phenomenal. If it doesn't, it'd be funny anyway. Listen, if he's in the wall every race, it's funny anyway, isn't it? Because I've dropped a bollock and it's funny. So either way, it's better to go all in than just be, I quite like him, and I like him, and I don't like him. Nah, Antonelli or bust. Although, I do have my favourites. But yeah, no, if Russell gets beat by Antonelli, I tell you what, you get good odds on that. Is it lagging? Am I lagging? Shouldn't be, but I feel like it is. It lagged then. Is it smooth? Oh, no, it's not at 60 FPS, this, is it? I don't know. But, what was I saying? I get sidetracked. But yeah, no, if Antonelli beats Russell in the points, oh, it's a career ender. Russell will have to move. He'll have to go. It's time to go. No, being realistic, I can't see that happening. If Antonelli beats Russell in the... Oh, my God, mate. Either Antonelli's as good as I'm praying he is, or Russell as... There's another red flag. They've gone to an ad break and it's red flag. Ollie Behrman stopped. I think Oliver Behrman stopped out on circuit. They've gone to an ad break. Perfectly timed that, innit? But on the driver tracker, Oliver Behrman's little widget that's moving around the track was frozen in place. So, I don't know. I'm going to guess it's Ollie Behrman's broken down, but that's just a guess. What are we saying? What are you basing purely on, Thingy? What did you say? Oh, you're going flop of the season, Lawson. Yeah, go on. A little nugget there. Danny Rick was the only driver that congratulated him for getting the seat. What? So, what are you saying, that Liam Lawson's not winning popularity contest of the year? Is that what you're saying? I haven't heard of that before. That's new information to me. I know that he did ruffle Alonso's feathers when he turned up. Was it the US Grand Prix? But I quite like that, you know. If you get stuck in, you can't be friends with everyone, can you? You're better off pissing people off, I say. You turn up and be noticed. But then again, you're not winning any popularity contest. Also, thank God to Andy Cowell, who's now the team principal. Yeah, you have more trust in him. I think it might crack. Yeah, it might crack. That'll never not be funny. Did an all right job. Yeah, he's been moved to a different department, hasn't he? Not lagging on my end. Smoother. I know, it's just when I looked at the thing, it looked lagging, and this is just my way of testing it. Oh dear, Haas. Stroll clean as an otter's pocket. Perfect. It's Stroll's year. But I think it is they've gone to an ad break, but I think it is Behrman that's broken down, isn't it? Look, they've even greyed him out. That's not good. I can only think that he must have stopped out on track, would be my guess. That's my guess, anyway. But no, Stroll's gravy. He's smooth. This has to be Stroll's last season, though. Sainz is quickest as well. Look at that. I hadn't even noticed. Williams fastest. 1,000 to 1. Let's have it. What are we looking at here? Hadjar PC. Alonso P5 on the medium tyre. Mike's now chief trackside officer at Aston Martin. It'll still be Aston Martin pit wall. Yeah. And they've moved... who is it? Andy Cowell. Was Andy... Oh, here we go through the replay of Oliver Behrman. So it goes wide at turn 10. Oh, he has crashed it. Oh, he has crashed it, Behrman. Oh, he has crashed it, Ollie Behrman. It's the old... I've done that on the F1 game many a time. So he's carried too much speed into turn 9, turn 10, lost the rear end on the gravel, and then just spun, hit the wall. And it's a big incident for Oliver Behrman. 40 minutes into the first practice session of a brand new season, and Oliver Behrman carries too much speed, snap of the rear end in the middle of turn 9, turn 10, which is a very high speed chicane, 180 mile an hour, loses the rear end, wide into the gravel, and then spins into the wall, and the car is destroyed. Ooh, that's a few £1,000,000 on day one. It's a few £1,000,000 on day one, that is, Ollie. Let's have a look at replay on board then. So round turn 9, turn 10. And then it's after turn 10. It's after the apex of turn 10. Oh. So me saying he stopped out on track was an optimistic. It was an optimistic outlook because the reality is, unfortunately, the young Brit has binned it on day one. What we're saying, Gav? We always say that about Stroll, but it's never his last season. No, this is it. This is it. They've got to draw a line under it. because Gav, the scary thing is, Gav, Aston Martin, well, you know this, innit? You follow it. Aston Martin now got Adrian Newey, who's the best F1 brain in the business and has been for the best part of 30 years. He does not build slow cars, Adrian Newey. He does not design slow cars. He builds championship winning cars. So you're not going to tell me you're going to have Adrian Newey designing the car and Lance Stroll driving it. You can't. It's business sabotage. You can't do it. It's just not how the world is meant to work. When you've got a midfield car and you might get a few, all right, stick Lance Stroll in. He's you know, stick him in. He might get the odd point here and there. But if you've got a serious car, having Lance Stroll in the team, it's just not funny anymore. I mean, it's never been funny, but they can't do it. This has to be Lance Stroll's final season. Anyway, I'm ready. You know what I mean? Slacking off Lance Stroll. He's not the one that's binned it. Anyway, I don't want to go on Lance Stroll tangents, but it will happen from time to time. And Vass, it's not what they needed. It's not what anyone needs, is it? On day one. Sainz getting in Verstappen's way at turn 6. Just seen a replay of that. Sainz on a slow one. Sainz does apologise to Verstappen for holding him up there. But we are under red flag conditions for the Oliver Behrman incident. They're just showing replays. You know what Gunter would say? That might be a bit naughty, yeah. Gunter Steiner's a pundit now. Is he a pundit on German television or Dutch television or something? I'm sure he's a pundit now, Gunter Steiner. Maybe even American TV. I don't know. Haas of all teams have the lowest budget. They do, but I think because Toyota have got involved, they now at that budget cap. So whereas so there's a budget cap, obviously, and obviously the bigger teams have to come down to that budget cap. You know, Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes, and them guys, they've got to come down to that budget cap. But there was some teams at the back of the grid that couldn't get up to that budget cap. But I think now Haas can get up to that budget cap, so they're not, you know, fighting with one hand tied behind the back, so to speak. They're fighting on all cylinders. But still, yeah, they've not got unlimited money. And this does not help. See another replay. It's just off the apex of turn 10. And listen, I've done that many a time on the F1 game. I've been doing that for a decade. Oh, yeah, no. Well, the F1 games are realistic. No, that's just one of them. It's just one of them. You just snap of the rear end and there's nothing you can do at 180 mile an hour with the rear end lets go of you like that. Before you've had a chance to catch it, you're in the gravel. And then in the gravel at that speed, you're asking for trouble. Gene is such a cheapskate. They've got Toyota on board now, though, Haas. They've teamed up with Toyota. I wonder if, fast forward 5 years, Haas becomes Toyota. I reckon Haas might morph into Toyota over the next decade. Oh, looking forward to have Cadillac. Yeah, would you prefer that? Are you back in the Cadillac project? I'm absolutely buzzing that they've been accepted, to be fair. I think that's great for the sport. I've always said, like, to me, an 11th team is like the holy grail. I mean, really, there's space for 12 teams. Every Grand Prix facility is built to hold 12 teams. So there's room for 12. The fact they've been running around with 10 teams for 15 years is, there's empty spaces there to be filled. So having that 11th team in is only good news. 2 more seats for drivers, more stories, more diversity, more competition. And Cadillac's a massive company as well. It's not a 2-bit, this isn't HRT there for a couple of years and gone again. It's a massive brand. So I love it. 11th team is... I was absolutely fuming when that Andretti bid got rejected. And then they've basically restructured it, but it's basically the same bid as far as I know. Anyway, I could be wrong, but it's basically the same outfit, but they've got rid of a few people and changed it up a little bit so it looks a little bit different, under a different guise, under a different banner, and reapplied again. Bang, they're in for 2026. But yeah, no, 11th team. Bring on a 12th. Bring on a 12th. Where's Hyundai? You know what I mean? Bring them in. They've got mega cash. And they're massive in rally. Let's bring a 12th in now. Let's have full capacity 24 cars. We had 24 cars between 2010 and 2013. We had 12 teams. And then last decade, been running around with 10. What are we saying? Yeah, finally have an 11th team. I know, finally. And they didn't want it at first, the 10 existing teams. They didn't want an 11th. Like, get over yourself. It's too much power, that, when the teams can decide or not decide whether someone else joins. That's too much power. It shouldn't be in their hands to decide. I'm sorry. Too big for your boots. You're part of the sport. You don't decide who else can enter. That's getting too big for your boots. Can you imagine? That's like Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea, United deciding whether a team comes up or not. Nah, you're not coming into this club. Get over yourself. It's not up to you. So I'm glad whether they've come to an agreement or whether they've been overruled, an 11th team is joining. I read somewhere that BMW are also thinking about coming back. I've not heard that. I don't know where BMW is slot in, because starting a team from scratch is a massive operation. Oh, Norris passes Tsunoda into turn 1. We're getting a preview of the race on Sunday. Tsunoda's going to get him back. He's got DRS. Around the outside goes Yuki Tsunoda, retakes the position. I'm going to get warmed up, you know what I mean? I'm going to get in the zone. Little FP1 race. Sainz is still quickest. Go on then. There's only 8 minutes to go. Sainz could end FP1 quickest. Can't read anything into that. Listen, asterisks against that. Means nothing. But it's still interesting. You weren't surprised that there's going to be a 12th team down the line? Yeah. So report Otmar Safnauer is planning to form as well. Is Otmar Safnauer now not involved in F1 at all? Is he now completely off the scene? Because he dipped about a bit because he was at Racing Point and all that, wasn't he? And then Alpine, and then now just gone. Yeah, just gone. He won't be laying dormant. Yeah, you might be onto something there. He won't be lying dormant, Otmar Safnauer. No, he might be back. Let's have it. Right, we go then. So is Piastri just coming to complete a lap and goes third? 2.5 tenths off the pace of the Williams of Carlos Sainz. Still leads the way. Bortoleto goes up into P11 on the soft tyres. So Antonelli is on an outlap on the softs. Hamilton goes up to P6. So it's Sainz, Leclerc, Piastri, Verstappen, Russell, Hamilton, top 6. Alonso, Hadjar and Norris have set their times on the medium, so it's not really representative. Antonelli's out there now on a set of softs. And Bortoleto, Gasly doing. Tsunoda, Stroll, Lawson 1.3 off. Why is Lawson 1.3 seconds off the pace? Hulkenberg completes his lap, only P16, but they're probably in the slowest car. Sauber's probably going to be propping up the grid. Norris on the soft tyres, personal best sector 1 and 2, but I don't think he's going to go quickest. Lando Norris. Hey. I don't think we're going to get a McLaren 1-2 in FP1 anyway, so hope's still alive here. You feel bad for him. Alpine doing so dirty. I feel like they did, yeah. One thing we're going to see in quali tomorrow, traffic, yeah. Oh yeah, Q1. Traffic mode. So where's Norris going to go? Third, only a tenth off the pace in the end. Purple sector 3 for Lando Norris. So still Sainz out front. Leclerc by half a tenth. Norris a tenth off the pace. Piastri 2.5. Verstappen 3 tenths off. Russell 3 tenths off. Then Albon, Hamilton, Alonso, Hadjar. Come on, Kimi. Let's go quickest now. Go on, Kimi. Let's go quickest. I know, Gav. It's looking good, Brev. It's early days. It's early days. Who had Sainz's move actually being an upgrade? Yeah, Sainz has moved onto a better team, faster car. Who had that? Nobody. Nice. It's a good first impression, though, isn't it? Last 5 minutes. I'm not going to be on for FP2, by the way, because I do need to get some sleep at some point to function tomorrow. So FP2, I'll be snoring. I'll be back for quali after this. Like I say, 5 a.m. Saturday morning for quali. And then the race at 4 a.m. Sunday morning. Brutal. But join me. I tell you what, we've already got like a dozen of you in the Viewers' Championship Round 1 as well, which that's had a full raft of changes. So if you comment in any of the live streams of a Grand Prix weekend, you're entered into the Viewers' Championship. Because last year it was just if you comment in the race, you're in. But now I'm just going to open it up so, you know, you're already in. Anyone that's been in this stream, so that if you miss, say you're here for this but you miss qualifying, or you're there for qualifying and you miss the race, you're still going to get in, you know what I mean? So I'm opening the doors a little bit more to get more people on the grid. But yeah, I've made a few changes for this year. It won't be 2-hour race anymore, 40-minute race, so like a sprint championship. We're not doing endurance racing, it's too long. And I've changed a few things up, so it should be good fun anyway. Good fun. 3 minutes to go. Yeah, Pedro de la Rosa and Stoffel Van Dorn are part of what? Are they part of the management team? Stoffel Van Dorn's a weird one. He should have had a fully fledged F1 career, I feel like. But he sort of got like... Did he get like a year or two? And then gone? Bit of a shame, really. So what's the game here? Sainz's lap times held up like a dream. Ferrari and McLaren seem pretty evenly matched. Why is it still saying Antonelli outlap? I feel like that's a glitch on the timings. Hamilton only P10. 7 tenths off. It's early days. It's one thing you can say about Alonso. He's going to do everything he can. And he's going to be motivated now that Newey's already started working, yeah. But he's not getting any younger, is he? By the time the Adrian Newey engineering kicks in, he'll be about 44, won't he? Grief. 2026 is massive. Because he can't hold... I feel like he's been holding off age for years. For the past 5 or 6 years, age has been coming for him and Alonso's been pushing against it, but eventually age is going to get him. You know, it's not a matter of if, it's when age will grab Fernando Alonso sooner or later. And I just hope that the Adrian Newey brain can kick in before age catches up with Fernando Alonso. It's a race against time. It is a race against time. How quickly can Adrian Newey turn around that team? And how young can Fernando Alonso stay? Because it's a case of he's like clinging on. Someone's binned it, or not Kimi. Russell. He's hit the wall, hasn't he? It's not Kimi. It was never Kimi. I never thought it was going to be Kimi. I never doubted him. No, it's George every day. Oh, God. Don't bid it in fucking FP1, Kimi, please. I'm sure he bounced off the wall then, did he not? I'm sure that Russell hit the barrier at like 5 miles an hour then. Or was I seeing things? But because it's this Tech Pro barrier, it doesn't necessarily break the front wing, does it? But we're going to see a replay of it. It is a weird place to go off. So down to turn 3, goes down 5 gears. Hits the apex nicely. Then turn 4. Oh, he dipped a wheel onto the grass and spun. And if he did tap the wall, it's literally at 2 miles an hour. So he's got away with it. But yeah, he's just dipped a wheel into the grass and round she goes. And that's all she sang. Yeah, you dropped a wheel, George. He dropped a wheel. He dropped a wheel onto the white line. Replay of one of the Williams, Alexander Albon, through turn 10. And Norris has gone quickest in that melee. While we were watching George Russell put his Mercedes into reverse at turn 4, Norris has gone quickest. I feel like I might be saying that a lot this season. Norris quickest. Norris quickest might be the copy and paste statement of the season. Start as you mean to go on, Lando, I suppose. Even if the car's garbage or what. Yeah, it's a bridging it year. Alonso's got to bridge it this year. Yeah, Alonso's been round the block, Gav. Yeah. 2 stints at McLaren he's had. 2026 goes well. I did say don't rule out trains 2027. What's he drinking from? The fountain of youth or what? Anyway, that's it for FP1. Thank you everybody for being with me for the first session back of the season. It's great to see the cars back out on circuit. It's been a long winter break. It's been like 3.5 months. So thank you for all of being back. This is my 4th season. Let's try and get to 700 subs this year. Season 4 on the channel. Can you believe it? But yeah, that's all for now. I'll be back for qualifying at 10 to 5. 10 to 5 in the morning, Saturday morning for quali, and 10 to 4 in the morning, Sunday morning for the race. But yeah, good to be back. Buzzing to be back. New setup. Refreshed. New grid. New lineup. And yeah, cheers, Salty Dog, mate. And everybody that's been in live chat today will be all entered into round 1, which, as you can see there, will be Monday night for round 1 of the Viewers' Championship. But yeah, 700 subs. 700 subs and it's Potato Madman back on the thing. If you know, you know. Right, cheers, guys. I will be back for qualifying Saturday morning, 10 to 5. See you then. F1 is back. Let's go.